introducing myself because I haven't done any readings at any of the lockdown book jams, which someone pointed out was a bit odd. So I'll be working on a new book about a woman who sells her soul to the magpies. So I was just going to read you a short piece of that. I'm not going to read my bio out. I guess we've been doing book jam for 8 years, and I've written a couple of books before. You can find them in the library, and anyway, I'm just going to get straight into it. Okay. The book's going to be called Night Shift, and this chapter is called Temper Temper. From outside, the building in O'Meara Street looks derelict. Once upon a time, it had been a set building workshop, and then had lain empty for years until Eva had discovered it and made it her studio. The buzzer goes, and Eva checks the camera, discreetly positioned above the street door, before pressing the enter button. She's waiting, as she always does for new clients, at the top of a dark staircase in a pure white room, furnished with a simple desk and 2 chairs. Light streams in through a paper window and illuminates the water jug and 2 glasses that sit in readiness. She can hear his heavy tread on the stairs and keeps her voice crisp as she calls out, "Come," in response to his diffident knock on the door. She tells him to take a seat and asks him about his expectations, his limits. Does he have any health conditions? What had made him choose her? Many of the questions have already been answered on the phone, but she likes to watch them tell her about themselves. They're inevitably nervous, as well they should be. This is a man she will be hurting and binding. She needs to know if he'll be physically robust enough for the scene. Dead clients are hard to explain. How would he like to play today? Maybe she should use her shibaru skills, suspending him upside down in a web of red hempen ropes. A gloved fist shoved up his anus. Head harness or not? Is he the kind that likes to be gagged, whipped, cut? Now that she's established the ground rules and gained his trust, they're ready to move on. She points to a door in the wall behind her and tells him to go through to the other room, remove his clothes, and wait on his knees until she's ready for him. Half an hour or so in the windowless, black-walled room, lined with shackles, ropes, and wicked-looking hooks, should put him in the right frame of mind. The door closes behind him, and Eva spends the next half an hour thinking about what she will do to this apparently well-versed masochist. She's used to the type. It's like a drug for him. He's probably got a wife and kids at home who are completely unaware of Daddy's dark side. And in a way, isn't he just like a junkie, visiting her for his fix? A superficial pleasure that soon wears off and leaves in its place even greater pain, despair, and need. She knew doms that claimed that the scene was about trust, mutual respect, kinky games, theatre, play. Their customers were not just clients, but friends. Eva knows better. The tribute is a transaction, after all. The game is, at the end of the day, about money and power. There's nothing intimate about it. After this, she would go straight to Charlie's place and hang out until she got home. At least she could keep herself busy tidying up the flat and making it nice for when Charlie finished work. Clear up the piles of clutter on the coffee table, rolling papers, flyers, tickets, old tobacco packets, do the laundry, maybe even do some ironing for her. Charlie wasn't big on housework, and domestic tasks made Eva feel more normal, gave their relationship an intimacy that it might otherwise lack. The small things they know about each other. The way Charlie's pockets are always full of lollipop sticks. Eva tried to remember the first time she thought of unrolling them, of writing messages on them. She rolled them back into tight tubes, tied with brightly coloured bits of string, and left them in the garden for the magpies to find. And if the cat got one, all the better. A small revenge. Charlie hadn't mentioned the cups. She had to know. She didn't talk about her work much, but even knew she'd done a post-mortem on at least one of them. Their deaths were in her patch. Hiding so much becomes exhausting after a while. And how did the magpies know which notes were intended for which people? They never failed. She was just as constrained as the clients who called her madam, the only difference being that it was a game they had chosen to play, a straight transaction, cash for pain. Don't question how those notes are delivered to Ronald, to Vincent, to George, to Freddie, to Frank, to Tommy, to Tony. And especially don't question how the notes are written in a daze where she feels woven into the warp and weft of a great game, the pen in her hand an extension of another's will. Change the subject. Time to start the game. He's probably in the right frame of mind by now.